we're 3-5, 8 games into the season. They close out the regular season 7 of 8. They win a home playoff game, and this team is young and loaded on the defensive side, and now they get more time to work with Amari Cooper in the offense.
I was just going to say, you think about from the point of the Amari Cooper trade and what that did,
yes.
And I think, at least for me, in terms of how you look at that offense, yeah, we know Ezekiel Elliott's tremendous runner, but I think we learned a lot more about Dak Prescott as well. And I think that people, including the people that are making decisions and writing checks in Dallas, should feel good about him as the starting quarterback going forward, especially when you think about his ability to run, how he's developed as a passer, and just surrounding him with better talent on the perimeter.
Yeah, now listen, you think about, we're talking about Jason Garrett losing his job
right.
at 3-5, right? Everybody's talking about people are getting out. Cooper comes over, and the way that it settled this football team. And to your point, Tim, I agree with you. I think you look at all the pieces, the nucleus of that football team, the future's definitely bright there in Dallas.
I mean, at 3-5, you made the move not only to win games, but to evaluate Dak Prescott, to find out if he was your quarterback of the future. And I agree with Tim. He's showing you that he can lead this team. He's showing you that he has the skills to get you an opportunity to win in the playoffs. There are still some places they have to get better, but you have to feel good about where this team is now as compared to week 8 of this football season.
And you just hope that maybe their all-pro center, Travis Frederick, come back from Guillain-Barré syndrome and solidify that offensive line to be maybe what it was in 2016 when Dak and Zeke stole the show in the regular season as rookies. 273 yards on the ground, by the way, a franchise postseason record for the Rams. So they absolutely ate up the Dallas Cowboys. How do we like the Rams' chances either going back to New Orleans, where that game was, what, 55-45 or 45-35? It was 45-35. Or playing the Eagles, who, you know, how can you doubt the Eagles' chances in this game later on Sunday? Right?
They just keep eagling.
Listen, this blueprint, this is the way they go, right? If the engine is the run game with Anderson, Gurley, continue to push that way. Their defensive line shows up the way they did tonight, again next week. This is the way they can compete. You saw, listen, the Saints are going to be tough to beat in their place. You always feel better if you're at home, but if you go in there to try to knock off the Saints, it has to look exactly like it looked tonight.
I think the thing that was a little bit shocking to me is that, I remember watching the Rams play and Fletcher Cox having his way with the interior of that Rams offensive line. And so then to see tonight the way that they were just rolling off the ball and moving people around, it looked like a different run game to me. If you're going to run the ball like that, then I don't care who you play or where you play them.
There were two things that happened to the Los Angeles Rams at the same time. They lost Todd Gurley, and they got to play the Arizona Cardinals. And in that game, Sean McVay went back to the run game with C.J. Anderson in the first week he was there. And I think he remembered who they were and who they needed to be. If they play like this, I like their chances against both those teams, even in the Dome, because if you can run the ball, you can control the pace.
Yeah, no matter who they play next week, it'll be someone they've already lost to in the regular season. They lost a home game to the Eagles week 15, and, of course, that unbelievable shootout earlier in the year in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans with the Saints.